Jails, breaks, sims, news, right here, right now. Greetings Rommies and welcome to RomRom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to our regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, and thanks to all those who come here often, especially those who subscribe. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Yes. rennsport update dropped on Friday and we're already on it, testing it and giving you our opinion on it. Expect a video soon, maybe even Tuesday, and speaking about rennsport, we're having a very special guest on our next Romcoms, the podcast sharing the joy of sim racing, none other than Maurice Hebecker, CEO of the company making rennsport. We'll ask our questions and your questions and then geek out with him about everything and anything as we always do in our podcast. So if you haven't yet, better subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Moving on, of course, every sim out there is having a sale on Steam. If you want to get any of them or DLCs, now it's a good chance to get them for very cheap. Especially rFactor 2 DLCs, which normally cost an arm and a leg. And one we can very specially recommend is the Season Pass of Automobilista 2, which is down to €36 USD. I think this is the lowest it's ever been. And as it brings all DLCs published until at least summer of this year, it's a lot of DLCs for a sim that fascinates us every day. See the races of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup for proof. More about the AMS2CC later in the video. And just a quick note about motorsport games this week. They may soon be delisted from Nasdaq as the price of their stock has dropped to untenable lows. Just another nail in the coffin of the company, we feel. Oh yeah, and WRC wants your Steam vote for games that suck. Yeah, they'll get mine. No, wait, I read that wrong. To end this introduction on a positive note, SCS released the DAF XD for the Euro Truck Simulator 2 game, free of real life cost. Just like that. Although DAF may have paid for that, we don't know and they don't tell. Yet another truck you can spend your in-game riches on. And SnowRunner got an update fixing assorted small glitches. All the details as always in the description of the video. Now's the season or something, as Heusinkveld seem to be releasing a new product every week. This time it's a sequential shifter, the MagShift. With a click you'll know you've shifted right. You can adjust the strength of the click, we suppose by putting more or less magnets, but they're not saying, as well as the resistance when using the shifter. Never having driven a car with a sequential shifter, I wouldn't know how to set up the strength. Anyway, at the bottom you'll find 3 buttons which Heusinkveld say can be assigned to any function in-game, but really that deep down they seem unwieldy and rather non-usable, and I wouldn't know what to use them for anyway. If you have a use for them, let us know in the comments, because we're scratching our heads here. Add to that the shifter's 30 cm high, so higher than even a big palm, and the buttons make even less sense. I think we had a prototype of this in our hands at the Sim Racing Expo 2022, now it's out there on the market. This Thursday, SimuCube presented their Valo GT23, a D-shaped 320mm rim, magnetic shifter and clutch paddles, all made in black anodized CNC'd aluminium. I remember from when we checked the prototype that the buttons had a great feel to them and the rim felt good in my hands, the size being quite good, the paddles at the right distance. I can't say anything about the paddle feeling as they had a 3D printed version of them on the rim that didn't feel right, but the final result won't of course have those. The clutch paddles have an adjustable bite point which can come in handy if you use one of them as a handbrake. It also brings 2 thumb rotaries that force you to move your hands off the normal position to be activated, much like a part of the buttons, which is something I don't like at all. 2 further rotaries are at the front of the panel, as it's often the case. It also has 2 7-way switches you can think of as mini joysticks of sorts. Also at the front is a row of 18 LEDs, something I've never quite understood, as the information these LEDs give is the same I have on the HUD of the car I'm driving, and I prefer to look at the track and get that information from the HUD than keep looking at the rim, but to each his or her own. The rim transmits the information via SimuCube wireless, which means it's only compatible with SimuCube 2 bases, unless you upgraded your SimuCube 1 base to support wireless. While SimuCube says it's a great wheel for GT drivers, I'm not so sure. I'd rather use it for rally, using one of the clutch pedals as a handbrake. Just an idea. The way I drive GT3s is different from what SimuCube imagines, but it may be the right way for you. That said, I really like the Spartan look of it, very Finnish. No thrills, just direct and businesslike, but I like Finnish people and their way of thinking anyway. It's not flashy, it means business.
We thought Asetek were being open with us, but they were in fact concealing even more new fun things at Sim Racing Expo. And for those concerned, our eDrums have now fully recovered, we think. As mentioned before, the Asetek wheel and button box combinations have finally been released, so if you have any of the Asetek bases, you can now pick up a choice of 2 GT style open wheels and 4 round wheels and pair them with either the Prima or the Forte button box. Or rather, you could when they were released. But Asetek announced in their press release that they've already sold out of all the iterations of the new wheel and button boxes. Great news for Asetek, not so great news if you happen to be busy or waiting for payday to get a hold of one. However, what is still available is a new product we've seen nothing of so far, and truly leaning into the Asetek ethos of upgrading rather than disposing. The new Asetek clutch pedal upgrades look as though they are a common sense move within the ecosystem. The Forte upgrade gives a new spring system and bracketry that fits to the back of the Prima clutch pedal, and the Invicta brings a whole new level of customization to the party. The feedback we've received so far is that any of these kits are a quality set, but the Invictas really are an excellent amount of adjustment available, and for the same price, €126 each. Regardless of which upgrade set you pick though, you'll be enjoying a big step up from the previous pedal set.
Only 2 races to go in the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, and this last one was, as expected, a race of attrition, with only 14 drivers ending the race out of the 21 that started it. Among the unlucky ones was race leader Dan Lewis, who after a great start had snatched the position from Drewface. Dan was making great strides also because Drewface was saving fuel, so as to only need 1 stop. But as the gods would have it, Dan's system disconnected completely, robbing him of the race and us quite possibly of a nail-biter, especially concerning strategy. But a race with a combination of Group C and Long Beach will never be boring. Those cars proving to be an enormous test for the drivers, and those walls in Long Beach always coming a pinch too near for comfort. We'd like to especially mention Johnny B's excellent pass at turn 1 from the outside of the corner, who had us all admire his guts in the overtake, as well as the excellent and fair driving by Flying Hawkick, which allowed the overtake and did not end them both in the wall. Once again, a testament to the incredible level of driving shown by the communities racing in this cup, which in its 2nd season is proving as epic as the 1st season was. While in the community standings there's no way curb clippers can lose their 1st position, the 2nd and 3rd, which will as the 1st get a Steam voucher courtesy of RomRom, are by no means in the clear, even if RPM, with their excellent ending at Long Beach, snatched 2nd for now. The next race will take place on the 6th of December at Ibarra with my very beloved GT1 cars, and we have something very special planned for the last race of this cup. But you don't have to wait that long to see races on our channel, as tonight, 9 PM CET, we'll have once again a race of the Evolution Racing Academy. This time it'll be Barcelona, and while Hayo Homan has expanded his lead on the Pro tier to 10 points, none of the podium positions are safe enough yet to declare a winner. And while the same can be said about the Pro-Am tier, Chris Wall's position is a bit more safe, with 14 points distant between him and Warren and Spitzer, who are both tied for second at 54 points. Don't miss yet another race on our channel. Subscribe to be informed about each and every one of our races.
Studio 397 pushed a small update to the main branch this week. Fixes for a number of tracks, track limits at Brands Hatch, Moors and Lime Rock Park, and AMP has been given some timing sector fixes. The Van Wall has been given some updates to the tyre physics, and Longford has been given the biggest lick of programming paint, with graphical and audio fixes, rear flap or DRS availability expanded to the whole track, and pit lane logic has been changed to reduce failed pit stops. Weirdly though, RF2 seemed to have pushed another patch that's listed separately, bringing rFactor 2 online to the main branch of the game, and unleashing the whole RF2 community, and apparently a whole new crop of drivers too, bringing drivers from iRacing, Assetto Corsa and others. Documenting the perks of the system officially, the driver and safety ranks, as well as the scheduled 1, 2 and 3 hourly races at different levels, are front and centre in the announcement. Further down, there is a new pricing system for first-party content servers that are available from as little as €1 for an hour. The Steam page with the update has a list of FAQs, known issues, as well as a further update that AMD graphics card owners will be overjoyed to hear. The issue of not being able to update your drivers has now been fixed. The new build of rFactor 2 has fixed the bug that was restricting you. So update with gay abandon and enjoy all the benefits of up-to-date graphics drivers. We highly recommend having a read through the update page, linked in the description, for rFactor 2 Online. There's a lot of fantastic information in there that will cut the time of you getting up to speed in half at least. And if you enjoy your time, has all the questions you could want to ask and a couple more to help your friends with theirs too.